Welcome back to Chamber Exchange, the TV show, and we want to thank our sponsors who help make the show happen. That's St. Vincent Hospital and Bank Hometown. Pleased to have with us in a second segment back Julie Bowditch, who is the Executive Director of the CASA project in Worcester, and CASA stands for the Court Appointed Special Advocates, so we're going to get into that in a moment. And Amy LeBlanc, who is the Event Manager for Synergy Investments, which are the owners of 446 Main Street, which for many is known as the Glass Tower. And a lot of events and good stuff happening with Synergy Investments, not only with the Glass Tower, but also they purchased the old Fallon building, which is under construction as we speak on Chestnut Place, being converted into housing.
That's right.
So Synergy's busy.
Very exciting.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Well, Julie, maybe we can start for some of our viewers who have not watched the previous episode when you've been on and share with them kind of the important mission that CASA does every day for kids.
Yeah, absolutely. So like you said, we're court-appointed special advocates, and those advocates are volunteers. So it's a pretty special organization in that we have hundreds of specially trained advocates, volunteer advocates, who are out there advocating. They're advocating on behalf of foster youth, largely kids involved in the juvenile court system. And the way we get involved in those cases is by appointment of the judges, the juvenile judges themselves. So we're fortunate to have great partnership with the judiciary, and then just this wonderful group of volunteers. We have some staff folks as well, of course, who are very talented and hardworking that are supporting those volunteers. But yeah, it's a really, really important work and a special mission.
And I've talked about it before. As in my previous life, when I practiced law, I did some work from time to time in the juvenile courts. And for our viewers, it's sad to say, unfortunately, that we have kids out there who don't have adults in their lives, will be parents, grandparents, aunts, or uncles that are there on a day-to-day basis to look after that young person's best interests in a variety of ways, and oftentimes kids who are victims of neglect, trauma, violence, and these trained advocates are there to kind of help be an eyes and ears and voice for that young person in terms of what's in their best interest in a variety of ways. And so it's really important because the courts, the judges, the clerks, they can appoint sometimes guardian ad litems, but that there's not as many people out there, or lawyers and others, able to do that. So that's where these trained volunteers are really important.
Yeah, and it's a huge drain on the Commonwealth too, right? So where our volunteers are volunteers by nature, right? It's just a very cost-effective model for the state, for our county, and I think where we're really unique too is that our volunteer advocates are assigned to one case. Right, so where everybody else in their life, whether it be a social worker, an attorney, other folks in their life, they have a huge caseload, right? And even though they're doing their best, they're working hard, they care very much, it's a lot to remember, it's a lot of work to do. So this allows our volunteers to really give them that special energy that they deserve, and make sure they don't fall through the cracks.
That focus, right? Well, you mentioned the Commonwealth. There's some funding that comes from government, but the majority, I think, of the funds that allows CASA to do its work is raised. And one of the great events that you run is the Champions for Children, and we got an anniversary. How many years now?
Yeah, this is going to be our 7th anniversary of the event. It's been through several iterations thanks to COVID and a few other factors, but we keep outgrowing spaces, which is a great problem to have, and that brings us to our presenting sponsor, Synergy. For the 3rd year now, we're going to be in the tower. So,
so Amy, tell us about, I mentioned the investment that Synergy is making, but kind of the cherry on top of the building is a space that you helped create, and it's continuing to transition.
It is, yeah, it's very exciting. I wasn't on board when they had the first Champions for Children. I was last year, and it was so amazing, such a great event. So we're super excited to host that again with a new version of Top of the Tower yet again, which is great. We've have been renovating and upgrading the space. It's absolutely stunning, and Synergy's just investing in Worcester and really making that a space for these beautiful community events that we can host. So we're really excited.
And so some of our viewers may remember, the 446 Main Street, built 50 plus years ago, a major reinvestment into the building by Synergy. And that included kind of going back and kind of recreating, for many years it was known as the Plaza Club,
Right.
which is a place where people could go and eat and dine and socialize and have a 360 view of Worcester. You can see Wachusett Mountain, you can see Boston on a clear day. And you have brought that space back as an event space with catering, but now potentially with a local Worcester restaurateur, some additional options.
Yes, exactly. Yep. So Synergy and Niche Hospitality have partnered and collaborated to, we're opening a restaurant on the first floor. It's beautiful. And so as an extension of the restaurant, there will be food service and a bar and an event space on 23 and 24. So it's the same space but reimagined, and also, you know, the ability to take care of the catering and those types of things in-house. So really supporting the whole event from soup to nuts.
So
yeah.
while it's your third year, this will be your first year now in the new space. Or
Well-
and maybe you can tell us about the event itself, how people can help, prizes,
Yeah,
etc.
I would love to. So, yeah, you're right. Some viewers might remember, or guests of ours, right, that we were the first event when Top of the Tower opened. And that was, you know, really down to the wire. We remember Amy, like she said, she wasn't there yet, but we were, they had a construction crew in there blow drying the paint on the walls the afternoon of our event. So we were like, whew! And we're back in it because there's another renovation. But the flip side of that is that your guests get to see this beautiful space that even if they've been in it 100 times before, it looks different. So it is beautiful. I was in there a few days ago, and it's again, totally refreshed. Very exciting. But yeah, so tickets are close to being sold out, but we still have a few left.
September 11th.
It's September 11th.
Which is a
Thursday. It's 3 weeks from today.
3 weeks from, okay.
Ugh. And so we're really getting down to the wire. It has sold out historically, so if folks haven't gotten their tickets, they can go right to our website, thecasaproject.org, and they can find everything about the event there. Certainly sponsorships, of course, are always available, and we always make sure that our sponsors are really, they're really vital to our event, to our mission, and so just make sure that it's a mutually beneficial relationship. So we're always open to having conversations with any size business. We serve the whole county, so it's a big geography, and just seeing how we can work together. If not on this event, we do things all year round.
Yeah, we've hanging on about some of the different events. So some of the highlights is going to be some local multicultural food vendors, a giveaway for a piece of fine jewelry from Saks Jewelers, and what is there, mystery reveal?
There's going to be a mystery reveal. We have some really cool prizes. Our past guests, last year someone won a trip to Costa Rica. The year before they won a diamond necklace from Saks Jewelers. And so this year we're back to the diamonds, but we still have some other big surprises. So the mystery reveal is a little nod to that. We have something for folks who can't be there that night too. If you're double booked or whatever it might be, we have an online auction. It's going to be opening in a couple weeks, so it'll be available to guests and non-guests alike. So there's lots of opportunity to support wherever you are and whatever that looks like.
So Friday, August 29th through to Friday, September 12th, that online auction is available to everyone. And you mentioned the sponsorships, like you said, great opportunity for a company or an organization to help a great cause, but also get some exposure.
Exactly, and we know that, hey, listen, sponsorships, it's a business decision, right? There's lots of great stuff going on, a lot of great work in the city. Partners of ours, folks we work closely with and love. So we really want to make sure that we are good partners back. So we really want to meet businesses where they're at and make sure that we're doing our business locally with our sponsors, whatever that might look like throughout the year, and our partners. And we really commit to that at CASA. And we believe all business is local, so I know you do too.
We do too at the Chamber. But with that, encourage our people to go to thecasaproject.org to learn about the organization, how you can help, but also the great Champions for Children's event, which is going to be at the further developed and exciting 446 Main Street Synergy. Thank you, Amy, for being with us too.
Thank you. Thank you
All
for
right,
having me.
we'll come back for our final segment.
These days, you've got your hands full in life. That's why we help you bank simply and securely with tools like Face ID and Touch ID. It's why we make it easy to make purchases on the go and get cash back while you're at it. Why we help you quickly deposit checks wherever you are. And it's why we lend a hand with sending and receiving money right from your phone. So even when you're on the move, you can manage your finances. Bank Hometown. Unlock your potential.